Baby, I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time, and I gave you my all. Now, baby, be mine.
Hello everyone, welcome to the E.D'ORSTYLES channel. I am E.D'OR and I'm just showing you all the products I will be using for this video. Everything is in the description box if you want to use the same stuff. And this is the wig we will be working on today. She's been through some bangs, so we're gonna refresh her and make her look better. Okay, so guys, I ran out of 30% developer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the 20% Blondme by Schwarzkopf with 10% by Joico. And by putting them together, I'm going to get a 30% volume. So these are little tricks and tips you can do whenever you run out. And this is the sample I did for the hair. I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks super gold on camera, but I'm using 855, which is a light blonde gold extra, and 9NG natural golden light blonde. So it looks a bit golder. Is that a word? It's always nice to test out and see what the color looks like before. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so one tip I have for you guys when coloring hair and doing it on your mannequin head. I ran out of bags, so I'm gonna be using this. It's just gonna wrap up my whole head here.
You can get your friends, it's a party. All these girls here indie, happy I still indie. All I need is good energy. I don't know too many.
And this will protect your head, so it doesn't look like 1,000 different colors. That's just me. And, ooh. Okay. The reason why I have the green is because I do custom wigs, so I do measure people's heads on this mannequin head. So now that we're all wrapped up, just making sure I have every bit, we're ready to go. And this is my sectioning. I have 3 sections in the front, 2 on each side, and then 2 sections in the back. And there's a reason for that. I will tell you as I go along. So we're gonna start with my first slice. And throughout this video, I'm gonna be slicing each strand of extension. So one strand of extension is sliced in 2. It's so thick, so I had to do that. Make sure that you can see your comb through it. When I backcombed the hair, I only backcombed it once. You don't want to do that too often because it will be hard to take off. So for the first few sections in the back, you can go all the way up with the lightener. I mixed the lightener 2 on 2. No, wait, 1 on 1. So I'm just gonna keep back combing and putting the lightener on the foils. This way of doing things is not for the impatient. It does take a lot of time. Me personally, I'm very passionate about doing hair and I love it, so I don't mind doing this. But let's say you do want this look and you can't afford to get it done custom wise because it is pretty pricey. These type of hair looks are very expensive, and it should be because you look absolutely beautiful. So if you don't have the will or the power to do something like that, just keep saying in your head that you're almost done. You're almost done, girl. As soon as you keep saying that, you'll see, you'll get right through it. On the side, I'm still slicing and backcombing. I tend to be very soft when I get higher on the hair. It'll just blend better once you take off the lightener. So yeah, just like soften it up. And I'm not like harsh when I'm putting the lightener on the hair. I'm doing it very lightly, if that makes sense, just because I do want it to saturate, of course, but you don't want to be like rough and have a whole bunch of product and going up and down. I try to start in the middle so that when I'm going up, I have less product. After that first back section, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do things differently for a nice blend. The whole point of this look is I'm trying to keep the roots dark and I'm lightening the outside of the hair. I love that look because it just looks very natural. It looks like you've been in the sun for a while. It's obviously highlights, but it just looks very natural.
Look like art, 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 look like art.
Okay, for this section, as you can see, I'm going to be going at an angle just like my comb is. So my lightener won't go higher than that. And I'm using my foils as like a reference for when I should stop. So I'm going to go high on one side and then low near the end. I hope that makes sense, but you can see it here. So what I'm trying to do is that when I do the blend, it's gonna be like the root is gonna really show in the back. It's not that romantic. And you're gonna keep back combing. Make sure that you can see the comb throughout, because if it's too thick, you will have like blotchy lightener and a whole bunch of places that aren't lightened. Do you think of me when I'm not around? Jaw hit the ground when you walk around. Look like art. Look like art. A little tip so that the blend can be very nice. Just do like a swift, how can I say that? With your brush, brush up, but brush it swiftly and make sure you don't have a lot of product on it. It's just gonna give it a very nice blend. It's not gonna be like a straight line. And the whole point of this is that we go to the angle so that when the hair falls, it's all falling throughout nicely. And the root is like obvious in the back. You'll see what I mean when it's completed.
Blessings, blessings, blessings coming my way. Wake up every morning like it's Friday. No, don't be looking at me sideways.
Okay, so I'm done my back. In real lifetime, guys, this took a while. I don't know how long it took really. There was a lot of hair. So now I'm gonna start with the side, and I'm still gonna keep that angle that I was doing just to match obviously the other side.
Oh, they like me now. Yeah. Go ahead, wipe me down. She don't got a man, cause he ain't lock it down. Hey, do you think of me when I'm not around? Jaw hit the ground when you walk around. Look like art. 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 Shawty, you look like. I hear you like heat, that coladas. Like that, she not one for drama.
For the parts where I already had blonde hair, you're gonna see sometimes I'm not gonna touch the ends of the hair just because that would be way too much lightener and it would just break the hair off. This hair wasn't really lightened for a while and it's pretty old, obviously, why we're transforming it. Some parts you'll see I'll go throughout with the lightener. Try to be as consistent as you can each side. This is more so the front, and I really wanted the front to be very highlighted. Sorry guys, I didn't like... Sometimes I really get in the zone and I forget there's a camera, so I didn't really face the camera, but I'm going higher this part because the front of the hair, I'm kind of giving it a money pieces, so I'm going all the way up because the front is going to be the lightest part. Here you go. So I fixed the camera, y'all. I fixed it.
Look like art. Look like art. Look like art. look like art, look like art, look like art. Shawty, you look like. I hear you like heat.
This lace is pretty old, so I didn't have to backcomb too much, obviously, because there's a lot of hair missing. So it was really thin, but I really want a lot of blonde in that area, so I made sure to have more hair than not.
Look like art, look like art, look like art, look like art, look like art.
Now you can customize this obviously for your hair, because all wigs are very custom when you're doing it for your own head, and obviously we probably don't have the same density, so just go with the flow of your hair. Doing hair is very intuitive, and it's just, you know, just go with the flow and how you want it to look. But this is just a technique I'm showing you.
Looking like a 3-day weekend. Hit it on me, then can't believe it. Oh, they like me now. Yeah. Go ahead, wipe me down. She don't got a man.
And my last part, y'all. By the way, I was doing this video, it was like, I think it was like midnight or something like that. When I get in the zone, I just get in the zone, y'all, and I don't stop until I'm done.
Look like art, look like art, look like art, look like art. Shawty, you look like. I hear you like heat, that cut.
Alright, so you're going to let that process for about 45 minutes. And this is how she's looking right now. I really like the blonde, but I'm going to tell you guys one thing, okay? This is raw hair, but I had one pack that was from the beauty store. And I'm going to show you, like, the hair did not take whatsoever. Like, the ends took a little red. Like, after all that lightener I put, the hair did not take. So it does look fine like this, but I just wanted it to be blonder at the bottom. If you look, this is like the beauty store, whatever super dark is the beauty store supply hair. It's so processed that it wasn't lightening. And the reason why it was red when that happens is because it was colored with box color. And when your hair is colored with box color, because it's so high of a pH, I think it's like 11 pH or something, and your hair should be like 4.5, 5.5, it's really hard to lighten. Like, if I had color remover, it would have worked better, but I didn't have any, so I had to go back and lighten that up.
Go ahead, wipe me down. She don't got a man, 'cause he ain't like it down.
So this is the red part, that's like the beauty supply. Everything else, like obviously raw hair took it very nicely, but look at this beauty supply. Like, y'all, you guys saw how high I went with the lightener. This is all I got. Literally, that's all I had. So I'm gonna go back in there and lighten it. And this is just stuff that happens, you know. I wanted to show you guys and not fake it and be like, it's perfect. No, this happens when you don't know the history of the hair, especially beauty supply hair. This kind of stuff happens. So I'm gonna go back and lighten certain areas that I want lighter, but I really like the front. It's really nice. I love how the blonde turned out. It's like I don't even have to tone it, so I love it.
Look like art.
Okay, so I'm just going back. This time I'm not back combing because I already have, I already see where I started. So I'm just adding what I need to make it lighter.
No, don't be looking at me sideways. You can get your friend.
Just a small tip, I did tone the hair with the purple shampoo, the Clairol. It's in the description box, but yeah, I did use that to take off all that brassiness. If you don't know what brassiness is, it's when the hair looks really orange or like pee-pee yellow. You know, we're going for blonde, none of those other colors.
Hey, who you think of me?
All right, so I did let that process for 45 minutes. This is how it looks right now. I'm gonna start my coloring, but before I do, I'm gonna put conditioner on certain parts that I want the blonde to stay, because I really like how the blonde turned out in the front. So I'm just putting conditioner so that the gold color won't touch it and that it can stay as blonde as possible. So that's just a tip, something you can do. Even if you were coloring your hair some other color, or let's say you're doing rainbow color, and you don't want that color to be there, you can always put conditioner. It blocks the color from penetrating the cuticle. As you can see, I'm using the Igora. I already used the Joico all at the bottom. I didn't think you guys needed to see that. I just put it in the areas that I'm coloring, just like I'm doing right now. Okay, and I just combed it through to make sure that it's saturated. Okay, so I'm not wearing gloves, but I'm not an advocate for people who don't wear gloves. Color has a lot of chemicals and it does go in your bloodstream. So I just ran out of gloves, but I'm not the type of girl that like, oh, I do this every day, so I don't need gloves. No, wear your gloves, okay? You do not want these chemicals in your body. There's no reason it should be when you can protect yourself.
Oh, they like me now. Go ahead, wipe me down. She don't got a man, cause he ain't lock it down. Hey, do you think of me when I'm not around?
And 45 minutes later, really I put it for 30 minutes, but I didn't want to change this. And this is how she's looking. Yes, she's pretty. Okay, so this is like natural light. I wanted to show you guys how it looks. It's a lot blonder in real life. The camera wasn't catching what I needed it to catch. It wasn't giving what it needed to give, you know what I'm saying? So this is the best I could do with natural light, but you will see other angles. Here you go. I'm just showing you a bit more of an angle. You can see the gold. It's really nice on my skin tone. I really like it. If you're darker than me, gold will look amazing on you. And if you're dark, like your undertone is like blue tone, make sure your blonde has red in it. Trust me, it will look beautiful. Okay, so now I'm just feeling myself because when you have new hair, new hairstyle, you just gotta dance.
Too many, looking like a 3-day weekend. Hit it on me, then
Okay, it is very necessary. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and check me out on Instagram at E.D'ORSTYLES.
See ya! Thank you!